what decade? You're a child of what? You
80s.
You're the 80s.
I grew up in the 80s.
So that was the real deal.
Yeah, I grew up in my neighborhood was in the housing projects, Pico Gardens, and there was like 3 separate housing projects. There was Aliso Village, Pico Aliso, and then Pico Gardens, from 1st Street to like 6th Street.
Okay.
And there was like shit, man. There was like a shitload of gangs, like maybe 11.
How did you know when you're not in a gang and you're a young kid? How do you negotiate? Like, I got to get from my house, I got to go pick up I got to go do my laundry, I got to go to school. How do you negotiate? Is it, now, are gangs 24/7?
Oh, yeah, man.
They're 24/7?
In that neighborhood, they were 24/7. See,
I always thought they came out around 5, like anybody with, like, just living the regular lifestyle, goes to bed, and then they just kind of give up the area there. And then
those gangs, they come out at 5, they're like the gangs that are still living in a gentrified neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
They don't come out in the daytime because they might call the cops on them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, but most gangs, from Echo Park, they come out at night, man, robbing people.
Really?
Yeah, they come out at night. Those gangs, wherever there's gentrification, those gangs are still around, but they come out at night and they gangbang at different areas, but they're still gangbanging. They don't forget.
How old were you the first time you got mugged?
I got mugged the first time when I was like 18 years old. My friend Coco.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
I got mugged
18.
downtown crossing when I was like in 8th grade.
That I was selling crack on my first day. Within 1 hour, I got robbed. Somebody put a knife behind my back, another knife in front of me, and they took all my crack away.
Took all your crack away? So
Yeah.
then what do you have to do?
Oh, I had to go back to the guy who gave it to me, a friend of mine who I grew up with. He passed away already. They used to call him Coco.
Uh-huh.
And we grew up together. Him and I were from 2nd grade to adults. I needed money at the time. I got somebody pregnant, and I didn't know how to make money. So I asked him for a job in the criminal business. Hey, man, I had no money.
How does that go down? You're probably trying to avoid it. It's like, I don't want to sell drugs, but I kind of have to now. I got a kid coming.
So help me. So he gave me like $100 of crack, 100. He told me, just bring me back 100, then I give you more to sell. So as soon as I got out, they didn't know who I was in that neighborhood. They just came around me and they took all my stuff. They didn't hurt me or anything. I was begging for can I keep my ID? And they gave my ID.
Oh, they did. How scared were you?
I was scared, man. I thought they were going to kill me right there. I felt like I was young. I was really scared. But I was calm, I wasn't like,
Right.
Just take it, man. Just take it. Leave me alone. I just walked out of it. Take it. I didn't fight them or nothing because I know they would have killed me or stabbed me or worse. So I went back to my friend Coco, and I told him what happened. And I thought, he was going to be okay, man. It's all right. It's your first day. It happens. No, man. Man, that night escalated. Like, it took he gave me the crack at like around midnight. I got robbed around 1:30. At 2:30 in the morning, I'm back at his house. What? Who robbed you, cuz?
So what happened?
He gave me a gun. He gave me a pistol.
Christ.
And he got himself a pistol, and he put a blue handkerchief on his head, and he put a black beanie on, and we both went looking for those guys.
And you must have been praying to God, like, I don't want to murder somebody the first time.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I was praying, please don't find those guys.
Wow.
Because right there, I was like, I would have probably done anything he would have told me. I was vulnerable. I was weak.
Right.
I didn't know what to do. So we went together, and we saw one guy that saw what happened, but he didn't do anything. And then he kind of hit him real hard. And who did it, man? Where are they at? Then I said, man, it wasn't him, man. It wasn't him. So it wasn't him.
Wait, how did that hit? So you go, I remember that guy standing there watching me get robbed. So now this poor bastard gets dragged into it.
He gets dragged into it. He got gun slap, by my friend. My friend didn't even ask him no questions. He just hit him in the face hard, man, and he started bleeding from his ear. And I just said, wow, man. He was looking at me like, come on, man, please tell him it wasn't me.
So you waited till after the pistol slap. Oh, I meant to tell you this. It wasn't him.
So nothing happened to him, and we went back, and later on, those guys who actually did it walked back and gave it back, everything. Gave back the crack to that guy, and everything was cool.
Because what he
They
had?
said, sorry, we didn't know
Because
that.
they were afraid of that guy.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't know Batman was with you.
Yeah, that was your street nickname.
Yeah. We
So
didn't
then
know.
after that, then they knew that you were with him. So then people stopped fucking with you.
People start messing with me, yeah.
Jesus Christ. This is what kills me about you is you have like 1,000 of those stories and you're the most relaxed, laid back guy ever. Like, where did it all go? Because, dude, look at me. I sound like I lived your life and you sound like you lived my life. Like, you sound like you grew up in a nice little cul-de-sac area and played street hockey and I'm all fucking wound up. How did you do that?
Well, I have a mom. I have parents. I have my mom and dad, and most of my crazy friends in the projects. You know, the crazier ones didn't have a mom and dad.
Right.
Like, they had nobody telling him you better come home early, or there was nobody telling those kids to come home when the lights go on in the streets. So they had nobody telling them what to do, how to live right, no discipline. I have my mom and dad. My dad worked, and my mom worked at a elementary school as a
They
nurse.
were like, be home from selling crack when the street lights came on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had that.
But I've always,
that family foundation.
but I've always,
Wait, I don't get that. Now you're talking you had a home life, but you're telling you're doing all this other
But
shit.
then when I was a kid, you know, when I was like 13, 12, 14 years old, I wasn't crazy.
I
Got
see what
crazy
you're saying.
after high school. After I got someone
okay.
pregnant, I just didn't know what to do. But I was always like a little hustler, man. My mom would sell Avon, and I would go collect the money for her. You know, so I learned how to collect money for people at least. From my mom, was always selling Herbalife, Avon. She was always selling something. Cause we live by the warehouses in downtown LA where the factories are at, where all the trucks will come in and pick up stuff from the trains and take them to like stores. So my mom knew where like we used to go to this one factory, and we used to put a bunch of that synthetic cotton, the plastic one. They would throw it away, and my mom and I would put it in bags, like hefty bags. And then we go to another place where they would throw these raggedy old sheets. And then my mom would sew those raggedy old sheets with the cotton. And then we'll go door to door in a housing project selling pillows.
So you guys were a real green family, man. You were there recycling. That's wonderful.
Everything we sold, we found in the trash. And we sold it like, we sold pillows. I used to, when I was like 14, I used to walk to downtown
What would
LA.
you do with pallets? Would you build a little house and then sell that?
No, man, that's too much work. We want fast money,
Oh, okay.
cash. There was a bunch of factories where I live. You know, I felt like Henry Hill from Goodfellas,
Right.
Because they were always stealing stuff from the airport, and we were always taking stuff from these factories. I wasn't stealing from these factories. My friends were. I was taking stuff from the trash. Like there was a watermelon factory, and they would throw away rotten watermelons, and I would get the watermelons and cut them in half.
What is a watermelon? Like they make watermelon. Like,
They throw- they-
you grew them.
No, they would get them from the farmer, I guess, and they would hold them there. They have pallets full of watermelon because there's like a grocery area of downtown LA where every grocer
Gets all this stuff.
all their stuff, flowers, stereos, you know, you name it, piñatas. I know where everything is at. Suits, cheap suits. I know where everything's at. So we get the
So you would hang out and just go to the dumpsters, and whatever they threw out, you would then go sell.
Yeah, I will cut that watermelon in half and then go sell it to the Mexicans, day laborers, everybody that's working in the factories, bunch of immigrants.
Right.
And I would sell the half a watermelon for $1, $2, $5. I would just cut the rotten piece off, you know what I mean? Or every once in a while, nobody's looking, I would send my little homegirl, this little well, she's a lesbian now, but we didn't know she was a lesbian now. She was like a tomboy.
Right.
I would send her in there with my brother, and they would like, when nobody was looking, they would throw good watermelon in the trash can too. So we had a mixture of good and bad watermelons.
How long did you stay in that whole world of selling crack and all of that and all those fights and biting the guy's ear off and all that shit before you became a comedian? Like how long was that period of your life?
That was my period from 18 years old to like 21 and a half.
21 and a half.
Because at 21 is when I was like messing up already, man. I was like, I was smoking a lot of PCP. That was like my drug of choice for the time being. And man, I used to get all crazy.
What is PCP?
PCP is like, I think it's elephant tranquilizer. That's what the
that
people
is?
tell me.
I used to always hear that growing up. PCP, angel dust, and all that. And
Yeah, angel dust is like a crystallized PCP. You could put it in a cigarette. But PCP, in my neighborhood, we were at the PCP capital of Los Angeles. Like in my neighborhood, they sold gallons of it. People they would have sparkless water full of PCP. So everybody had PCP.